my darlings, how are you doing today? So in my last video, if you saw my little day in the life vlog, my nails were atrocious, and then I did my nails with gel and I was like, look at me, bougie bish, doing my own little gel nails, and they've all fallen off. I obviously didn't do it very well and I need to learn how to not make them fall off. So today I'm coming to you with a little makeup tutorial. This look that I'm going to be doing is a bit more of a softer glam because I feel like everyone wants to see a crazy, you know, rainbow eye look. But for today we're going to keep it a bit softer and we're going to go for a nice little neutral eye look with a little wing. We'll have some little lashes on and just live our best lives. Right, so let's get on with the video. I'm going to run through everything that I use, literally start to finish. So I have not touched my face. I think I moisturised it this morning just because, you know, I felt a bit dry. So the first thing I use to prep my skin for any makeup, and I also wear this, if you've watched any of my stories, if you follow my Glam page on Instagram, Glam by Georgie, you know that I'm obsessed with this product at the moment, and it is the Weleda, let's call it that, skin food. I will wear this all the bloody time. I'm obsessed, and I don't think my obsession will go away anytime soon. I don't think anything could possibly be this rich and moisturising. So if you have got oily skin, I probably wouldn't recommend this because it is very sort of, you know, it's there, my hair gets stuck into it. But you can wear it as like an overnight mask, like put it on before you go to bed, thick layer, and then wake up in the morning, your skin is, you know, glorious and glowing, which is what we love. But I like to use this before I do any makeup because it really works well as a primer before makeup. So what I'm going to do is whack that on my face. I'm just going to use my hands just because if I keep looking down here, it's because I got the mirror down here. So it looks really like thick, and it is. And you know what? The smell of it is just glorious as well. I'm immediately glowing. And it's not for everyone, but I literally love that like wet looking skin. By the way, my skin, I said it in my last video, is not perfect. Right now I have got some spotties, but I'm literally glowing right now. I have a lash lift and a brow lamination. If you have a brow lamination, either done by me, or if you've had it done by someone else, your brows do not stay perfect all the time. They will not stay up all the time, so you do need to maintain brushing them up. So every day I will brush up my brows and they'll stay there because they are laminated. They are not continuously up and perfect because they're not absolutely glued to your face. Right, so yeah, like I said, I have got my eyebrows laminated, as you can see, and also I've got a little lash lift. I will be putting lashes on, so it doesn't really matter that these are brushed through, but you always need to brush through your lamination and lash lift every day to just keep them tamed. Okay, so first things first, I do carve out my eyebrows and also put primer on my lid for the eyeshadow as a base. So for my eyeshadow base, I will be using the P. Louise, excuse my nails, there we go. The P. Louise base, and this is in Rumour 0.5, and because I am quite tanned at the moment, this is really light, so I do mix in a little bit of the Pro Conceal, and highly recommend this if you're looking for a concealer that's really full coverage. The Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer, and this is the colour beige, so I'll mix a little bit in with that, and then that'll create a really nice base for my eyeshadow. So what I do is just mix this onto my hand. And to carve out my brows, what I use is P. Louise did a little collab with Mitchell, I'm pretty sure it was. So this is the Acid Rain collection. And I use the little flat brush to carve out my eyebrows and also to just apply this as a base. I'm sorry if I am looking down here a lot. So I'm just gonna carve out underneath my brow. I'm just gonna whack that all over my lid. Now I don't use any product on my eyebrows. I find that because I carve out my brows, it kind of creates a bit more definition, so I don't need to put any product. I'm just gonna pack it on and make sure that I've really got like that perfect base. I'm also gonna go in with a fluffier brush and just make sure that this is all completely blended out. I'm just gonna go in with, this is actually, I look scary right now, I look like a bloody Ninja Turtle. This is from Poundland, believe it or not, and I actually really like using it. It's just a blending out brush for when I'm doing this, and I can just blend that out. It's really nice and soft. Like, I don't believe in having to spend loads of money on products or brushes. If you found something that works for you and it's, you know, from Poundland, then you use that, honey. Who cares? Okay, so we've got a good enough base there to go ahead with what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to be using my Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival palette. This is the XL Pro palette, so this is the second one. And I'm also going to be going into all of these sort of brownie colours. I may also dabble into, this has lost the lid. This is a Morphe palette, and I might be dabbling into, you know, these sort of neutral colours towards the top. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to go into the Be Perfect Cosmetics XL palette, and I'm going to go with the basic, and I think I'm going to mix a little bit of fading because this one's a very warm shade, the basic, and I don't want it too pinky. I want a little bit more of a cooler tone because we don't want to look like we've got like a pinky purple eye. I want it to be brown. So I'm just going to go in first of all with sort of like a mid fluffy brush. This is Peaches and Cream PC37 brush. Tap off the excess. I'm just going to go in. Sorry if I've got my mirror, but I just have to. And I'm just going to pop this just like where my brow bone is. Don't worry if it's messy because we're going to be blending this right out. I'm going to do smaller circular motions and then rainbow motions, if that makes sense. We don't want to take this too high too soon. Just being really light with that brush. The higher you go, the lighter you are with the brush. Just making sure you can soften that edge. Then I'm going to take my Spectrum B07, this is a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to take that with no product on it and just soften the outer of what we've done. Cool, now I want to deepen that in the crease a little bit more, so when we come to do our cut crease, it's really got that sort of dimension to it. I'm going to go into the basic colour again, and then I'm just going to really lightly dab into that Intuition at the bottom, which is like a dark brown, and I'm going to put that just below what we've done, right in that brow, underneath that brow bone, not taking this one up too high. And again, without any product on it, I'm going to take my Spectrum B06 brush, and I'm just going to lightly blend out that upper edge. Now I do want to deepen this even more, so I'm going to take a little Peaches and Cream PC39, and it's just a small little fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into the darker one, the Intuition, which is at the bottom of the palette again, and I'm going to take that right into the crease underneath the brow bone. I'm just going to create that circular rainbow shape. Taking it too high again. And then we'll take that brush again, the Spectrum, and blend that out. So we're going to go in with the previous brush with the leftover product on, which was the PC37, and it's also got some of that lighter product on, and we just want to blend them two together, sort of thing, just to soften it. fluffy brush just to soften that all together and just marry it all together. Just play around with it until you kind of get what you want. This is what it's looking right now, but I do want to sort of take that darker up slightly because we will be cutting the cut crease, so you won't be seeing any of what's going on my lid. Just keep going back to that fluffy brush with no product on and softening as you go. Right, I'll leave it as that. Okay, we're gonna go into cutting this crease now. Same again, using my little Acid Rain crease cutting brush. And then I'm gonna go immediately into my P. Louise base. I'm not mixing it. I'm just gonna use that on its own because it's just gonna be our base for a cut crease. Top tip for doing a cut crease. Dab a little bit on your, just above your lash line or on your lash line there. If you struggle with a cut crease, this is going to be perfect for you because it honestly just does the job. So we're going to dab onto the lash line. Can you see it? So you're going to look up all around, and there is your little guidance of where your cut crease should be. Sort of got like a base of where we should be going with this cut crease. I'm just gonna follow that. And then I'm gonna dab my pigment. And I'm taking this all over the lid. I'm taking this all over the lid because I am doing a full lid cut crease. So as you can see, mine goes up a little bit higher, but that's because I've got a funny eye shape. If I didn't take that up a bit higher, you wouldn't be able to see it because my eyelids are a little bit hooded. Okay, I want to soften out these edges. So I'm gonna go in with the PC37 and I'm gonna take what's left on that brush and I'm just gonna soften and kind of blend the corner here. So we're taking it all the way down to sort of like here and then we're just blending onto the lid. Now, time to choose what colour I'm going to be putting on my lid. Tempted to mix in some translucent powder and also a lighter shade because I don't think I've got like a nudie shade that is light enough. But we just want like a light nudie shade. I'm going to use just a smaller brush. This is Peaches and Cream PC07. I'm going to go into this lighter nude. I think that looks a bit too dark. So I'm just going to keep it on the lid and not take it too far up towards the actual crease. I'm going to dip into some of my translucent powder and just set what's going on here. So the translucent powder that I use is RCMA and that is my ride or die. It has been for ages. If you've, seen any of my other videos, then you would know this. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just taking Fade from the Marvel palette. Just taking Fade and I'm just gonna tap that onto my outer. Cool, and then I'm gonna take a bit more of that translucent powder and just pat it on top just so it's not too dark and we can still see that cut crease. I'm gonna take that Intuition and I'm just gonna deepen the outer corner. Putting it against my upper lash line and then just blending it out. And then don't be afraid to take that darker colour over on the lash line. We will be doing a wing liner, but it just gives it that little bit more of dimension as well on your lash line. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my wing liner now. We're gonna have to pray to the wing liner gods and hold our breaths. I haven't been a wing liner gal before recently, and I've really gotten into my wing liner. But the one that I swear by is e.l.f. Cosmetics wing liner, liquid liner, whatever you want to call it. And I'll just show you how, I don't know how I do it, but I just do it. I'll let you watch, I'll try and talk you through, but you know me, I'm just the worst at talking through things. Just kind of start off. I just start off with that top kind of line, and we can go back and we can, you know, fiddle around, and I don't take it from my outer corner. I don't know why, but I don't like having the bottom line start from my very end of my eye. I think my eyes kind of droop down a little bit, and I want it to lift my eye, this wing liner. So I'm gonna start it about there. See where my eye stops and where I've just done that? Can you even see it? I don't know. Now I'll fill in what I've done, and then we'll have a look, and then we can go back and tweak some things. That's me just filling in what I've done. I do want to kind of connect and bring this a little bit thicker than the upper line. So I'm just going to do that. Cool, so that's what we've got at the moment, and I do want to sharpen up that little edge at the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my little micro brushes. I'm going to dampen it slightly on a makeup wipe, and I'm just going to go underneath and neaten it up a little bit. Nice. Right, I'll leave it as that. We can go back after the whole look's done. We can tweak. But next, let's get on to some lashes. Okay, so the lashes I am using today, they are the Studio Snatched lashes, and I was lucky enough to do the makeup for this brand in a shoot of a new launch of their liquid liner, which also is a lash glue. I did go to London last year and do the makeup for this brand, so go and check it out, Studio Snatched. Their lashes are insane, you'll see in a minute. So you'll see now what they're like, and I don't know the name of these, I'm really sorry. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop these on. The glue that I use is, you know, the Ride or Die Duo Lash Glue. To apply these lashes, this is what they look like. They're a bit more winged towards the end, they're a little bit more sparse, which is what I like. They're long and they're fluffy, and my perfect kind of lash, as you can see. I have worn these already, so they are cut down to my eye. So before you wear lashes, you do need to cut them down to your eye length, and then you want to give them a good wiggle, and then I sort of take one end and the other end and just create sort of like an S shape. So this way they're nice and bendy and flexible, and we can easily just pop them on the eye and they won't be pinging off because they're not sort of like straight. They've been nice and relaxed. We've given them a good wigs. And I'm gonna put on some glue onto that little lash line. We'll give it a good blow, and then we'll pop them on. You can use tweezers as well, which makes this a lot easier. Beautiful, so that is on my eye. It's weird having one eye done and not the other. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the other side and the other eye, and I'm gonna just finish and copy this onto this side, and then we'll come back and then we'll do skin. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back. I have done both eyes. Don't know if they're completely symmetrical because I didn't do them at the same time. That's the only thing, we're doing one first and then the other. It's trying to make sure that you're doing every step at the exact same time, but I'm pretty sure we're pretty much there. Right, so let's get on to a little bit of the old foundation, concealer, you know, the whole face jobby. So I've got a little bit of this P. Louise base left on my hand, so I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna pop it on my lower lash underneath, just to kind of, you know, use as a base for that eyeshadow that we'll be doing underneath. And also it also acts as a concealer, so it can get rid of any dark circles, which I do have. Right, let's just blend that out slightly. So foundation I use is the ordinary foundation. On a tanned day I will use the shade 3.0, and this is Red Undertones. That one is the coverage foundation. On a non-tanned day, I will use the 2.1 Pink Undertones, and that's a medium. These both have SPF 15. I will mix today just because I don't want to be too orange and I don't want to be too light because I'm a little bit tanned. Don't be afraid when these go on, because they are On my face anyway, I do use a darker foundation, but then I do brighten it up with a concealer afterwards. Foundation brush, I use a stippling brush, and I use the Nancy Flawless Foundation, F01, don't know what that means. I'm just gonna pop a bit of that onto here. I'm just gonna blend it around my face with the brush, and then we'll go in afterwards with a beauty blender so it doesn't have to be perfect. See, look how orange I look. I won't be this orange at the end, don't worry. I look crazy right now. Let's swiftly move on to concealer. The concealer I have been loving is e.l.f. concealer. This is in Fair Beige, which is a very light concealer. It's a bit too light for me, but I do use it with the foundation and kind of mix it in. So I'm just popping this in the areas that I like to conceal. Not too much of this stuff because honestly it is so thick and it spreads like a dream. Right, so I've got my damp beauty blender. And let's just blend this out immediately before anyone comes for me. Okay, and now I've still got some concealer on the beauty blender, so I'm just going to pull it up here. So I'm kind of doing like a backwards contour. I don't contour anymore, believe it or not. I just literally use a little bit of concealer. I use a darker foundation and then a little bit of concealer, which will then brighten up the areas that I want to brighten. I don't look as orange anymore, but I still look a little bit wild. Bear with, we will fix this. First off, I am going to be setting what I've just done, and I'm going to be using the RCMA powder again with a little Real Techniques setting brush. Where art thou? There it is. I'm going to literally plop that. Anyway, I think this is the No Colour. Yeah, No Colour RCMA powder. My brushes currently smell amazing. And if you are a makeup artist, or you just love your makeup, or you're a normal person who just wants clean brushes, I really do recommend the Cinema Secrets Pro Cosmetics Makeup Brush Cleaner. It smells glorious. It's so quick and easy when you're just on the go and you just want a quick little makeup brush clean. And it kills 99.9% of germs, so perfect for what's going on at the moment. Nice, and I'm going to leave that there to just sit. And now, whilst that's just setting and baking, I am going to bronze. So the bronzer I use currently. It's all going too well. I'm going to literally video this and just show you what's happened. What has just happened? Okay, I'm back. My trousers are in the wash. The floor is semi-cleaned, but I can't bring myself to even do anything. So this was my favourite bronzer until it did this to me. Smashed everywhere. Oh, this is the Doll Beauty bronzer. This is a very deep bronzer, so if you're not used to a deep bronze, then I probably wouldn't recommend getting the deep one and getting the lighter shade. So I'm just gonna bronze up my face with the Doll Beauty bronzer. Honestly, nothing in my life runs smoothly, so I'm so used to this. But still, you just think, just for one day, something would go my way. We move. I just love a good deep bronze, so this is why I love this bronzer. And then it just saves me from contouring, even though I do technically contour with this, but usually I am a lover for a liquid contour, just to kind of, it makes my lip look fuller if I kind of contour / bronze underneath. Okay, we'll leave it as that. Now I'm going to sweep off that bake that's been baking for a little bit longer than it usually would, because of the events that happened. So I'm just gonna sweep this off. Cool, now what I'm gonna do is go in with a setting spray. I use the Mario Badescu setting spray just to kind of marry all of the products that I've used in together and make sure that we haven't really got that powdery look. We want it to look like that skin look. Lovely, and then I'm just gonna go in my beauty blender and just make sure that that really is just all in together and not just sort of like wet blobs on my face. Nice, right, now is the fun part where we do the highlighting. I use Doll Beauty highlighter. This is in Shine Bright. This one hasn't smashed, thank God. And I'm gonna drown myself in highlight to make myself feel better. See that? That's gorgeous, innit? If you haven't got this highlighter, then I highly recommend. Next, what I use is a blush, and this is the Milani blush, and this is in Luminoso. Oh my God, everything's just falling out on me. It's just a gorgeous sort of corally shimmer blush. I absolutely love a highlighter blush so much because it just adds to that glow. This is perfect when you're on holiday as well. Again, drowning ourselves in it. Okay, so next we want to go under the eyes and we're just gonna put a little soft smoke to match up with the upper eyelids. Sometimes I do like to just leave that as that because it does look quite nice sometimes to just have, you know, a little bit of a soft eye look and you don't need anything underneath. However, I do want to sort of marry these two together. Marry these two, that's sort of my thing today. My word is marry these two together. So I'm gonna just go on with a little soft blend of satin on the underneath lid. I'm gonna go in with a very fluffy brush. Okay, so I'm gonna go into this colour Fade and I'm just gonna keep it close to my lash line. I'm not gonna blend it out at all yet because we'll be coming to that in a minute. I'm gonna go back into that Morphe palette where we used that lighter kind of colour, which is there. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. And I'm just gonna go underneath, just being really light-handed. Cool, I think I'm gonna leave it as that. I'm just gonna pop a tiny bit of mascara on sort of like the outer lid on the bottom lashes. Mascara I'm gonna be using is a Be Perfect Llama, Bad Llama mascara. And I really like this one. It smells really nice. The outer, don't want to go too much into the inner. There we go. Right, so we've finally come to the last step, which is the lips. So first things first, lip liner, which is in cream lip liners. They are amazing, and this is Feline lip liner. I think I'm gonna go with the Feline. Can you see how much I love that? So this is just like a nice nudie colour. It's not too dark, this one. I do like a darker nude, like a brownie nude. And then this is my OG Ride or Die. I love this lip plumping gloss so much. This is e.l.f. Cosmetics. You can see I like to go with drugstore, cheaper brands. e.l.f. is honestly insane. It's so underrated, e.l.f. Cosmetics. So this is the e.l.f. Cosmetics Plumping Gloss. It's very plumping. It does feel very tingly on your lips. So if you're not used to that tingle and you don't like that tingly feeling, wouldn't recommend, but I love it. I don't know why, I just love the burn. And this is in Mocha. Honestly, just is the most perfect brownie nude, and it just makes my lips look so much bigger. Okay, so this is the finished look finally. I will just finish off by going through my brows, just making sure that when we went, you know, when we've used products that it's got nothing in them and they're just, you know, nice and groomed and fully up. So I've got absolutely no products in my brows. But yeah, this is the finished look. You enjoyed this video, and I hope you were able to find out some new little tricks in the trade of makeup artistry. I hope it was informative. I hope you like this look. and I hope you are able to recreate it. Let me know if you do. Send me some pictures on the old Instagram if you do try and recreate this. So yes, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will hopefully be posting a little bit more on here. I'm not gonna, you know, jinx it by saying I'm gonna be posting that often, because I know if I set myself up for failure, then it will go tits up basically. Please like this video and let me know that you've enjoyed it, and also comment down below what you thought and if you'd like to see anything more from me and what that would be. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you when I next see you. Goodbye!